Right. Welcome, Caroline. How are you doing today?
I'm okay, thanks.
Okay. So let me tell you a little bit about who I am and the program that you're in today.
Okay.
Okay, so my name is John Follett. I am a licensed addictions counselor in the state of Indiana. Okay, I've been here for 5 years working with clients just like you. Okay, so I understand just a little bit about addiction. Hopefully I can help you learn some coping skills, work through some other issues that we may be having.
Okay.
I am an addict in active recovery.
Okay.
So, but we'll talk later at another point about that if need be.
Okay.
So tell me a little bit about yourself, Caroline.
So yeah, my name's Caroline. I am here because I struggle with my addiction. I will use really anything that's put in front of me, but heroin and cocaine are primarily what I like to use the most. I've been using for about 10 years. Don't really know why exactly I got started, just some friends were doing it and I thought it would make me feel cool and fit in, so I tried it. I tried treatment once before, very briefly. I didn't stick around with it though. So this is my real first attempt at treatment.
Is it okay if I take some notes today?
Sure.
Thank you. So, tell me, what is your drugs of choice?
Say heroin and cocaine.
Okay. Okay, and you said you've been using for about 10 years.
Yes.
And so let me tell you a little bit about the residential treatment program that we have, okay? So, as you already know, it's a 28-day program. All right, so what you're gonna be doing is you're gonna be doing some spiritual work. You're gonna be working on learning your coping skills through matrix groups. You're gonna be working on some other stuff as well. We also have some groups that you can work on some traumas if you need to. I also help the clients work through anger management and stuff like that in individual sessions.
Okay.
Okay. So let's talk about a little bit more about your heroin and the cocaine addictions that we have.
Okay.
So tell me a little bit more about those and some underpinning issues as well.
Okay.
Right?
So, as I mentioned, I started using heroin and cocaine about 10 years ago. Just some friends that I was with, they were doing it and offered it to me, and I was like, why not? I've been heavily using probably for about the past 8 years. My using, it took me places I guess I never thought it would. I've seen people overdose, I've seen people die, I've had guns and knives pulled on me. I've seen a lot of things and been a lot of places I never imagined that I would. As far as underlying issues, I think I've got some family trauma that's definitely had an impact on me. Growing up, my father was not around, and I think that has a lot to do with my need to always feel like I need to be in a relationship or have some type of man involved in my life. I don't know if it's trying to fill that void or what it is, but that's a definite area that I've got going on too.
Okay. So heavy use. Okay. Traumas. Okay. Seeing someone overdose. Seeing someone get shot. Seeing the stuff that we see out in the using world. Okay. it is very traumatic. And I know that some people kind of just, that was just part of the life. But it's traumatic, and we have to work through that.
Yeah.
So, can you tell me, do you have any mental health issues?
I definitely think I've got depression and anxiety. I've never been formally diagnosed, but I do feel like there's depression, anxiety. I almost feel like there's some PTSD to some of the things I've been through as a child, even to, you know, experiences I had in my drug use, and even going to jail. I think there's been some PTSD even just from those experiences too.
Any repercussions from the use?
Like consequences that I've faced. I mean, I'm in legal, I've got legal issues now.
So pending charges?
Well, I'm on probation, and I haven't been reporting to them because I've been using and getting high. I was too scared to go in because I thought, you know, they'd arrest me on the spot, but I probably have a warrant out for my arrest now. I'm too scared to call up there.
So mental health issues, we definitely can deal with. I'd like to get you in with Midtown Mental Health, okay, and they're just down the road. Get what's called a mental health evaluation done, just to see where you're at, okay? And then they have psychiatrists on staff that could possibly maybe prescribe medication if that's an option that you would like to go with.
Okay.
Okay. So as far as the legal issues, I can help you with that. I can definitely get your probation officer's information out of our system and then get in contact with them.
Okay.
I don't think anybody in the court system is ever going to try and come in here and get you, because they would rather see you succeed in treatment than to continue to do the behaviors that warrant their services.
Okay.
So that would be something that I wouldn't be worrying about too much. So let me deal with those issues.
Okay.
Okay. So I will deal with those issues and get a hold of probation officers, and I'll get back with you on that.
Okay. Yeah,
Okay.
definitely let me know what they say.
Okay. So it seems like you have a lot of anxiety over that.
I do. I mean, I'm scared that I'm gonna go to jail, and I don't want to go back to jail.
That's definitely a valid fear, okay? But I've seen a lot of people be in the same position that you're in today, and they have not been put in jail. They have actually been reduced in their sentences. They have, instead of being a jail sentence, put on a bracelet, you know, and do home detention or whatever the courts feel like they need. I've even seen where everything's erased and they just get back into society as long as they don't have any other incidents. Okay? So,
Okay.
but your fear is definitely warranted, but don't allow it to control you, okay?
Okay.
So, do you have any other questions for me as far as what we're talking about today?
Yeah, I mean, I guess I'd just like to know, like, what I can do, or maybe I'll learn it here in the programming, like, when my anxiety and depression kick in, or when I have those thoughts, what can I do? What do I do? Or when I get the urge to use, and I just...
Well, let me explain to you a little bit about how addiction works. So if you mentally take and draw a picture in your head of your brain, and you turn it sideways, okay, then you take it and you cut it in half. The top part is the rational part of your brain, and the bottom part of your brain is the reward survival center, okay? So when we use, we have these two chemicals in our brain, okay? It's called dopamine and glutamate, okay? Dopamine is the party drug, it says, ooh, that feels good, I want more, okay? Or I need that to survive. Glutamate is like the traffic signal,
Right.
okay? And glutamate can talk to dopamine, and dopamine can talk to glutamate. Okay, so what's happening in your brain is dopamine is crying out because it feels like it needs the drug to survive.
Yeah.
And glutamate's hearing that crying out and going, oh, okay, I'll get it for you. So then it tells your body and your brain through physical symptoms, through mental anguish, through all the different things that you go through, that you have to have it or you're gonna die.
So like that rapid thoughts, the sweaty and just the anxiety, that's all from that.
Yes.
Okay.
So we'll learn a lot more about that in group.
Okay.
Okay, that's just kind of a little precursor on what's going to happen in group. Also in group, you can work through some of the issues that you've been having. It's a safe place to talk about the issues that you have. Okay.
But in a group setting, what if I don't feel comfortable talking
That's
in front
okay.
of other people? I don't know who these people are.
That's okay. That's okay to not talk about that kind of stuff. If you don't feel safe and you don't feel comfortable, then that's okay not to talk about those particular things. We're never going to force you to talk about something, okay? We're always going to be here to do whatever is best for Carolyn. And
What if, like, I even don't feel comfortable talking to you? Like, how can I learn to be comfortable to share this kind of stuff?
well, I can never force you to be comfortable.
Yeah.
Okay. And if you choose, we can find a different counselor for you. However, if not, I would love to still be your counselor. Okay. And you know, it's basically up to you at this point. I'm never gonna force you to say anything. I'm never gonna force a subject on you. I'm always gonna be a partner in this with you. Okay.
I mean, I like you. You know, I wanna continue this. It's
Good.
just it's hard talking about some of the stuff that I've never talked about, or just being vulnerable for the first time.
It is hard.
Talking about my problem.
Yeah, it's not easy being vulnerable at all.
It's hard, really
Yeah,
hard.
it is hard. This is probably going to be one of the most hardest things you're going to ever do in your life.
Yeah.
But I think, and I truly believe that you can do this. Okay. I feel like there's a lot of hope for you right now. I mean, look at what you've done so far. I mean, you've gone through withdrawal management. You know, you've withdrawal management. You know, you're here in RT. You're dealing with your court issues. You're dealing with your mental health issues. You're dealing with, all the other stuff that's underpinning all that. You're doing really well.
Yeah.
So I mean,
I agree. You know, the things I've been through, I truly believe I'm here for a reason still, because I've placed myself in situations where, I mean, I literally should not even be sitting here alive right now. So there's gotta be a reason why I'm still here.
we all have purpose.
Yeah.
God don't make trash.
Yeah.
You know that, right?
I know, but I've done some trashy things and made bad decisions and,
Those are your decisions.
yeah,
You know. But today, you'll focus on today, right?
yeah,
Focus on today and make good decisions today.
yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, I wanna focus on making good decisions, cause I've got goals and dreams and things I wanna achieve, and
But if we focus on the past, where do we stay?
in the past, not moving forward. And I wanna move forward, you know, I feel like I've been doing this long enough and I've got nothing to show for my life, and I think it's time to kind of grow up and to do better, be better.
That's awesome. Yeah. What are some things that you want to do to help guide you into doing those things better? What are some things that you can do?
to be better, I mean, I gotta focus on my recovery first.
So as far as recovery, what are the things that you can do as far as recovery to do better?
Well, I guess, I could go to meetings, I could get a sponsor.
Okay.
That doesn't sound too appealing to me, I could get a sponsor.
So let me pause you there for a second. So it doesn't sound too appealing to you, right?
Yeah.
So sponsors are somebody that are there to walk with you through this lifestyle of recovery. Okay, they're there to be a friend, to help you, deal with day-to-day life. Okay, they're somebody that's gonna tell you things that you don't want to hear sometimes, but we need that in recovery. Okay. Maybe that idea that you're having that you think is so great isn't such a great idea. Because they can see past what you can't see. Okay?
Yeah.
And I know that it feels so uncomfortable talking to someone that you really don't know about all of your life issues, and putting your trust in them. That can be scary. That can be kind of intimidating. However, the reality is that we put ourselves there. We have to do the things that we have to do to get ourselves out. Right?
Yeah.
Okay, so focusing on the past is just going to keep you stuck there. Focusing on the past is just going to keep on draining your hope. Right?
Yeah.
But if we focus on present day, we can sculpt the future.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So tell me a little bit about your home life. When you were at home, you were telling me that you had an absentee father. Tell me a little bit about that life.
So my dad left when I was, like 7 years old. So I mean, it was like I had a relationship with him. I remember him, and then just all of a sudden he was gone.
Okay.
And
How did that feel?
I mean, it felt like he abandoned me. There was no communication as to why he left. I still haven't talked to him today. I don't even know where he's at. And it was hard.
Okay.
Made me feel like he didn't love me, that I was worthless and nothing and trash. Like, it didn't matter.
Have you ever dealt with those issues?
No. Yeah, but, I think I've got a lot of anger and resentment and sadness from that event alone.
What about, where's your self-esteem at?
I mean, I obviously don't feel like I have any.
Self-esteem and anger is something we can definitely work with. Okay, so anger is just the root of all anger is fear. Okay, so if you tell me that I am trying to do such and such to hurt you, and I get angry because you're telling me that I'm trying to hurt you, what do you think I'm getting angry?
Because you're trying to hurt me?
No, I'm getting angry because I'm afraid of what you're thinking about me.
Because you might be afraid,
Yeah. So that's an example of how fear kind of rules all of our feelings.
Yeah.
And then because anger is such prevalence in your life, that explains the depression.
Yeah.
Because a lot of depression comes from suppressed anger and fear.
I could see that.
Yeah.
Because even just speaking about that now, I definitely have a fear of being alone. That's, I think, again, not having a male figure in my life or one that left me. I'm trying to grab onto any guy that I can, and I'm afraid not not to be in a relationship, fear of being alone, fear of doing this, fear of doing good, fear of succeeding. Because I've always felt like I'm just worthless and nothing.
So, so feelings of worthlessness, and so what can we do to remedy some of those feelings? What ideas do you have?
Well, the only thing I can really think of is hopefully this program is gonna help me, learn some of those things.
Alright, so what I'd like you to do in your first 30 days is I'd like you to find 3 things that you like about yourself. Okay? I want you to write them down on a piece of paper big enough so you can read them easily. Okay? I want you to put them up in your room, on your wall, on your door.
Okay.
When you wake up every morning, I want you to read those things that you like about yourself every day.
Okay.
Alright? And that will help you be able to start valuing yourself. Okay? Because you are a valuable person. Okay, God, like I said earlier, God don't make trash.
Yeah.
Alright? And once we start working on that anger, I have a packet that I'd like to give you that's on anger management. And I'd like to go through that each week with you, if at all possible. Would you like to do that?
I think I can do that.
Alright, and then we can start kind of figuring out how to cope with that anger.
Okay.
Alright, like, we may not be able to get it exactly perfect, but we can get it where it's manageable.
Yeah.
Okay, because manageable is what we're doing right now. We're not doing perfection, we're doing manageable. Okay?
Yeah. That sounds good.
So, looks like we have quite a bit of things that we're dealing with here. So you're dealing with some cocaine and heroin substance use disorder. Dealing with some legal issues and probation. Okay, we have some underpinning traumas going on. Alright, and we're dealing with depression, anxiety, anger, fear, okay, all the things that come with substance use, right? So, what do you think about, working on those things together?
I think we can work on them together. I think setting, just those tasks and activities, kind of goals, we can do those.
Alright, so what I want to do the next 5 minutes is I'd like to figure out some concrete goals. Let's come up with 5 to 10 concrete goals that you want to come up with that you want to do throughout your RP treatment, okay?
Okay.
So tell me some of those goals that you like to do.
So is this just while I'm in this program?
While you're in RT.
Okay, so I want to first and foremost finish the program. That's like my ultimate goal.
Tell me why finishing is so important.
Because that'll show that I'm committed and dedicated to my recovery. And
What do you gain from being committed?
I think this could be a good step in the right direction to gain a possible future of sobriety.
Direction. What would your second goal be?
I'd like to develop some coping skills like you had talked about, maybe have, I don't know, three useful coping skills I can use at any time if I'm feeling anxious or depressed.
Why are those coping skills so important?
Because the coping skills that I have right now are to go use drugs, and that wouldn't benefit me or my future. So I think having healthy coping skills would be essential to my recovery.
Okay. Okay, so something different.
Yeah.
Okay. What about the third one?
it's like to go to all the meetings that are offered and potentially start maybe building a network of recovering peers around me. You know, maybe I can find a sponsor.
Okay. Why is going to meetings and networking so important?
Because I always hear that you gotta change people, places, and things.
Okay.
I mean, that's what I just keep hearing. So the friends that I have they're not friends, they're all bad people. So I feel like I need to build up a new support system.
Why are meetings important?
Because that's where I'm gonna meet people that are doing like-minded things with me.
Like-minded things. That's important.
Yeah.
Because if we have people that, you know, the old saying where they say, if you go to the barber shop, you're gonna get a haircut.
Yeah.
So if you go around people that use, what's gonna happen?
I'm gonna use, I know
You're gonna get a haircut,
Yeah.
right? So it's important that we go and find meetings and networking with people.
Yeah.
That is a wonderful goal. Okay, let's go ahead and find, 2 more.
Okay, I think, I'd like to meet with, maybe the chaplain here.
Okay,
Maybe I can find some spiritual support.
ah,
That might be helpful too.
okay. Why is spirituality so important?
I just think I gotta put my faith and trust into something else. There's gotta be something bigger than me here, Like I said, the reason I'm still here for something, like, there's gotta be a God.
So the higher power.
Yeah. I'd like to know more about it.
Okay. Why is the higher power so important to you?
Right now, I don't really know, but I'd like to find out and learn the more importance about a higher power. I hear higher power at those meetings we go to all the time and the importance of it, and I just like to learn more.
We'll definitely do that in group.
Okay.
So, what other issues would you like to talk about with the chaplain?
I mean, I don't know if they do any like trauma or grief or anything like that, but I probably need that kind of support too.
Why would we need an increased counseling?
Well, I feel like as I mentioned, I've seen people overdose, I've seen people die. I mean, I saw one of my best friends overdose.
That could be difficult.
It was really difficult, and I don't feel like I grieved that ever. And, I'm kind of, in a sense, grieving the loss of my father, even though he may still be alive, he left, I mean, even that.
So we could definitely get you with her. She is a certified grief counselor,
Okay,
and she can help you with that.
okay,
Okay, and that's important. So that's definitely a good goal. So the meeting with the chaplain is a wonderful goal. Okay, so let's go ahead and figure out one more goal.
Maybe I could keep meeting with you.
Okay, so individuals with me. Okay, what would you gain from meeting with me?
Well, I'm hoping that maybe we can keep talking about, like the anger management you mentioned, the
Right.
mental health component, if I need to be connected with, you said Midtown or whoever they were, follow up about my probation.
Okay. Alright. Yeah, we can definitely set up those appointments for you,
Okay.
with Midtown. We can definitely talk about, getting with probation. If need be, I can appear in court and give personal testimony on how well you're doing in your treatment.
Okay.
We could do that too.
Okay.
I wanna see you succeed. So I'm gonna do those things that are gonna help you succeed. And sometimes you won't like some of the things that, that I suggest and that the classes that the group suggests. But we gotta do sometimes you gotta do things that we don't like to do to get better.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I think that's what you're doing right now, because I know that going through withdrawal wasn't something you wanted to do.
No.
And I know that, the last few days of the nerves and everything coming over here is something that could definitely scare you away, but you persevered through that, and I give you kudos for that. So, you know, congratulations that you're over here in RT, and I look forward to working with you.
Great.
We'll definitely work on all those underpinning issues,
Okay.
and I look forward to seeing you in a week from now.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.